Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be taking a dive into the new Demi Lovato news. The last time that I heard anything that had to do with Demi, it was the whole yogurt store fiasco. They were pissed about how the store was fueling eating disorders just because they had stuff out for people who had food allergies and shit.
I messaged this froyo place. Like originally, I wanted to make a point. And I wanted to call out branding things that didn't sit right with me. I just took it as, okay, I'm going into a froyo shop, I'm seeing sugar-free, I'm seeing this and that. If there was a sign that said celiac, vegan, I would have understood. That would have been clear messaging to me. Definitely jumped to conclusions. Probably shouldn't have gone about this the way that I have. I guess it's something that must be an LA thing.
So that's the last that I ever heard from Demi Lovato. Or for any of those that don't know or haven't heard about the new news about Demi Lovato, they recently came out as non-binary. They identify with the pronouns they, them. They came out on their new podcast, I believe it's called 4D. So today I'm going to be watching their coming out video and we're just going to be talking about that a little bit. I used to be a really big fan of Demi's when I was back in middle school. I think I saw them in concert way back when I was in middle school, early high school. I was a fan of theirs, and then after a while I just kind of grew out of that style. Didn't really enjoy their music that much anymore. So I haven't really been keeping tabs on them. I did end up seeing a few TikToks about them coming out as non-binary, and I wasn't really intrigued until I started to see the amount of hate that they were getting. There's nothing that the internet loves to do more than hate on celebrities, especially trans celebrities. So as soon as I saw Demi Lovato trending, I was like, meh, no big deal. Maybe they released some new music or something. And then I found out that they were trending because they came out as non-binary, and I decided that I needed to take a closer look into what was happening. So that's what we're gonna do today. It seems like these past couple of years have really been big on trans celebrities. We've had Trisha Paytas come out as FTM and then non-binary. We've had Elliot Page come out as FTM, and now we've got Demi Lovato coming out as non-binary as well. So it seems like that is a running theme on the internet recently, which is a good thing for trans people because it gives us, some broader reach when it comes to audiences and things like that. We have more visible people who can maybe do more work for the community than small trans content creators can, like myself or anybody else out there. But all of that aside, let's just dive right into this coming out video.
I can't shove it down or suppress it any longer, or I'll end up where I did a few years ago. Over the past year and a half, I've been doing some healing and self-reflective work. And through this work, I've had the revelation that I identify as non-binary. With that said, I'll officially be changing my pronouns to they, them.
I do want to point out the fact that they said that they're coming out after a lot of self-reflection. I feel like most people don't realize just how hard it can be. Not only realize that you're trans, but also come out as trans, especially with someone like Demi who has a massive, massive platform. I feel like it must be really fucking nerve-wracking. So I do appreciate that they acknowledged the amount of self-healing that they had to do to come to this conclusion.
Finding myself so emotional because I can't tell you how much of my life I've lived in shame. There's nothing more freeing for me than to be unattached to a role that society wants me to play. And I was suppressing who I really am in order to please stylists or team members or this or that, or even fans that wanted me to be the sexy, feminine pop star in the leotard and look a certain way.
I can't imagine the amount of pressure that they felt, like they said, from stylists, from fans, from, their PR team, or even from themselves, just trying to perform and act and look a specific way that they felt like the world saw them as. I mean, like I said, Demi Lovato has a massive platform. They have millions of eyes on them constantly. So I can't imagine how much pressure they must have felt. I think it's a really personal touch to say hey, I'm coming out because it's good for my mental and physical health. I don't really like the way that they said that they would be forgiving with people who slipped up with their pronouns or whatever. I know that it's a big shift. I experienced that myself. Obviously, when I first came out as trans, people fucked up my pronouns for well over a year. And then finally, I cracked down and I was like, fucking stop. Because it's dehumanizing whenever people misgender you or whenever people dead name you or something like that,
I could leave my career today I'm still going to identify as non-binary tomorrow. For the first time in my life, I'm putting my well-being over my career. And that's the difference in somebody, you know, I guess doing something for attention and like versus speaking your truth is I know that not everybody is going to love that this is me.
This is real, this is me.
Obviously, Demi has faced tons of fucking backlash over coming out as non-binary. I've seen Instagram accounts posting about it with their stupid like thoughts, like what are your opinions on this? People are just ripping Demi to shreds in the comments, so I really hope that for their sake they mean what they just said and that they don't care if people don't agree with their identity. I know from personal experience it does not feel good to have your identity picked apart by random strangers on the internet, and I know it doesn't feel good to have people try and dehumanize you because of how you identify. So, you know, for their sake, I really hope that this comes from a place of healing, and I hope it comes from their heart. You know, I trust in that they're not doing this just for attention. I was worried that this was going to be, like I said, another Trisha Paytas incident or another TikTok trend where that fucking idiot guy was pretending to be trans by using like the Facetune filters. I was a bit worried that it would be sort of that situation, or I was worried that they were trying to draw attention away from their fucking frozen yogurt scandal.
I am very outspoken when I get emotional.
But it seems like they have done a lot of soul searching, a lot of time spent looking in on themselves and working on themselves and healing themselves. So honestly, you know what? Fuck it. I'm fucking happy for them. Congrats to Demi Lovato for coming out. It definitely looks like they've already kind of settled into this new sort of like style and vibe looking at their new Instagram pictures and stuff like that. So I'm really happy for them. I'm really happy for Demi. I hope that this goes well for them, and I hope that they feel good about this. I love the fact now that there is enough of a conversation about trans people that celebrities now feel comfortable and secure enough in their identity to come out as trans. I feel like not only is that good for spreading awareness to the general public, but it's also incredibly helpful and healing for trans kids or trans people who are struggling with their identity to see maybe somebody that they looked up to, you know, in the past, or somebody whose content that they really enjoy, to see that person coming out as trans in the limelight, like fucking in broad fucking view of society, you know? Like when Elliot Page came out as FTM, I was over the fucking moon. I loved all of their old movies. I loved Juno. I loved The Umbrella Academy. So seeing them come out as trans, it was kind of like, it was like a light bulb moment, because I was like, oh my god, like even celebrities feel the way that I feel, you know? So I can't imagine how it must feel for non-binary people to see Demi Lovato come out and hear Demi Lovato saying, my pronouns are they, them, like respect my pronouns. It just feels empowering when somebody who has celebrity status comes out as trans. It makes you feel seen, you know? At least that's what I think of it. So I'm really happy for Demi. Obviously, I hope that they can look past all of the hate and the backlash that they're getting right now, and they can really start to grow into themselves. Because that's all I ever really want for any trans person out there, is to just feel accepting of themselves without needing validation from random fucking strangers. I'm gonna wrap up the video here because there's nothing else that I really want to say. I'm happy for Demi. I'm happy that they have come to terms with their identity, and I hope that it brings them peace, and I hope that it brings them a lot of happiness. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I will see y'all in the next one.